This is the most savage fighter in the world right now. Elite fighters can hit this monster, but they can't seem to hurt him. This is a fighter so unstoppable that they call him the Iron Man. While intelligent fighters avoid taking shots from the best fighters in the world, this fighter invites shots just to show that he can take their very best. You see, taking shots doesn't hurt this savage. It excites him. With each shot that lands, his beast mode is more fully activated. When his ruthless aggression takes over the fight, few in the world can survive his assault. Fight fans, welcome back to another episode of Striking Breakdowns. In this episode, we feature the most savage fighter in the fight game today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one flyweight Muay Thai champion of the world. His name, Rodtang Jitmuangnon. In the world of current and incoming super talents, Rodtang is not just a great fighter, he is also one of a kind. At only 24 years old, he's already got 340 fights. Rodtang is a rare combination of being a super aggressive fighter while having great technique. With an iron chin and relentless cardio, his vast amount of experience makes him one of the scariest fighters to face in the ring. But perhaps what makes him the most intimidating is how he invites attacks from world-class fighters. Observe closely and you'll see that he often sees everything coming. When Rodtang is inviting shots, he braces each shot the opponent throws at the perfect time. When a shot is delivered, Rodtang keeps constant vision on his opponent, and he rolls with the shots and stiffens his body just in time. This might not look like an intelligent thing to do for any fighter, but make no mistake about it, it takes a fighter with strong fight IQ to pull off. Not only can Rodtang effectively absorb these shots, he wins all of these fights while doing so. Fight fans around the world are drawn to extreme antics like this. These moments have made the Iron Man of Muay Thai a true superstar. But what many fight fans don't know is that this is mental warfare. Yes, many people around the world love a slick technician, one such as Jonathan Haggerty. But the crowd also loves aggression, showmanship, and a dogfight. And that's where Rodtang truly excels in. Fighters like Rodtang live for the dogfight. He knows that if an opponent chooses to meet head to head with him, they have a slim to no chance of winning. Rodtang's simply too conditioned, too hard, and too good in the exchange range. Despite people thinking that this is unintelligent fighting, each of these antics draws his opponents into the type of fight he wants the most. It pulls the opponent out of their game and straight into his. He's been able to do this to multiple A-class opponents. Rodtang does a few specific tactical antics for mental warfare. The first is the shake-off. Sometimes he combines the shake-off with the flex. This makes his opponents think that their best shots can't hurt him. And when Rodtang walks them down, they get extra intimidated. The second is when Rodtang punches himself in the head after taking shots, showing that the hits give him more battle energy. When Rodtang took a clean head kick from the champion Jonathan Haggerty, he just savagely punches himself in the head. Look at Haggerty's face when he did that. He was like, what the hell is going on? Even when Rodtang narrowly dodges the slick attacks, he sticks out his tongue, drops his hands, and starts shaking his head. Fighting is absolutely exhilarating for the Iron Man, and you can see it every time he fights. My personal favourite tactic is when the opponent is circling away from him. Rodtang knows that technicians have to do this against an aggressive fighter like himself, but he will call this out and invite them to stop moving away from him. He will yell at them and say, "Come on," knowing that this looks great for him in the eyes of the crowd and the judges. If they're circling out, he'll tell them that this is a title fight and to stop running.
They are two 22-year-olds, and now you see Rodtang's ego come.
You see, fights are based on momentums. If an opponent lands a big head kick or a big combination, it's important to take the momentum back. Rodtang does exactly that by showing that the hits are not being effective, walking forward and then hunting his opponents down. The beauty of this tactic is that even if the shots are effective, he's convinced the opponent and the crowd that they were not. The psychology of the fight is just as important as the technique. By doing these antics, Rodtang wins the mental warfare. With his endless cardio and his relentless aggression, his opponent's mind is also under pressure. What you are seeing is a true master of pressure fighting. On March 26th, Rodtang will face Demetrious Johnson in the historic 1X event. This event is set to be one of the greatest fight cards of all time. Who will win the match? I personally don't know, but what I know is, as fight fans, we all win by being a spectator. If you enjoyed this episode, please do watch another episode of Striking Breakdowns. I'm Lawrence Kenshin, and thank you for keeping our channel alive.